Notice, and this is the typical copyright. We continue with Mathematics Syllabus 2018 for CSEC. As of January 2026, this syllabus has not been revised, but there are plans to change the structure of the exam from 2028 and going forward, with a few pilot projects now being conducted in a few Caribbean countries. The syllabus itself, the contents of the syllabus, remain unchanged. The two main planned changes to this math exam at the CSEC level are: one, split the exam into two parts, and two, there will no longer be any alternative sections. All sections will be tested. Schedule of videos: as you are aware, these first three sections of 51 videos have all been published in their entirety on YouTube. From section 4, 5, and 6, some of these videos have been published on YouTube in their entirety, as you could see here. We are now at section 7, relations, functions, and graphs. This is the 19th of 26 videos. And of course, after that, we still have to consider section 8, geometry and trigonometry. And finally, section 9, vectors and matrices. Hopefully by April, May 2026, this syllabus will be completed. Disclaimer down here: this schedule is just a projection, and it is not to be interpreted as a contract with anybody. From section 1, recall that all 33 of these videos are available on YouTube in their entirety, especially since this section forms the foundation on which the rest of the syllabus is based. Reminder also that you need to know the times tables from 2 to 12, since calculators are not allowed in paper 1. Revisiting section 1, some of these videos are even applicable in the primary schools, where students can use them individually, both before and after class, where teachers can use them in the inverted classroom to make life easier for the teachers themselves and to enhance learning in the students. And also, parents can use these videos, since sometimes many parents think that they don't know enough math to even help their children in primary school. Consider this box here. If we expand it, you will notice that video 6, remember this is section 1, says add, subtract, multiply, and divide whole numbers. That's video 6. But to do that, children must know about place values, and that is in an earlier video. And then video 7 says add, subtract, multiply, divide decimals. And then video 8 mentions add and subtract fractions, while video 9 deals with multiply and divide fractions, and so on. Now, these are all work done in the primary school, and parents may not realize it, children may not realize it, but this is actually the first part of the CSEC level math exam. So yes, it is applicable in primary schools. Students, teachers, and parents can use these videos to help with this work. From section 2, all 12 of these videos have been published on YouTube in their entirety. From section 3, sets, all 6 of these videos have been published on YouTube in their entirety. From section 4, measurement, some of these have been published on YouTube in their entirety, as indicated in these yellow boxes. The others are only partially published on YouTube. Please see directions in the description below if you need full access to these videos that are only partially published on YouTube. Section 5, statistics. These videos you see indicated in yellow here have been published on YouTube in their entirety. The others are only partially published. Again, the same principle applies. If you need full access to these videos that are only partially published on YouTube, please see directions in the description below. Section 6, algebra. These 7 videos indicated in yellow here have all been published on YouTube in their entirety. The others are only partially published on YouTube. Please see directions in the description below for full access to these videos that are only partially published on YouTube, especially since section 6 algebra seems to give most learners a lot of problem. We are now at section 7, relations, functions, and graphs. This section has 26 videos. We will return to this shortly. Before we go on, recall I said in the introductory video that you will need a good math textbook or maybe a set of 2 to get especially more practice questions. CSEC recommends these that you see here on the right. From those, I will recommend these last 2 down here, as they form a very good 2-volume set of math textbooks that is quite adequate for the current and the future proposed changes in the structure of the CSEC math exam. This is a picture of volume 1, Mathematics, a Complete Course with CXC Questions by Raymond Tulsi. And this is a picture of volume 2. Please note this disclaimer down here. I get no financial or other benefits from the sale of these books. Also, as of late 2024, a website with AI interactivity has been made available free of cost that deals specifically with past CSEC math questions from paper 2. It is extremely important that you become familiar with how CSEC sets its questions for paper 2 and what will be considered good or correct answers to such questions. This is the URL for that website. On the next slide, I will show you what the home page looks like. This is the home page of that math website. You would have to register first and then subsequently, of course, sign in. Remember, I said it is free. This is the URL again up there. This URL will be in the description of this video below. So all you would have to do is click on the URL and be redirected to this website. Another reminder, this formula sheet that you see on the left is provided for the CSEC math examination papers, this formula sheet. It is also included in the syllabus if you have a full copy of the syllabus. But if not, there will be a link in the description below from where this formula sheet can be downloaded. This is the top part of that formula sheet, so you could see it a little better. I am going to state the obvious here. You do not need to memorize these formulae on this formula sheet, as I said before, it will be provided during the examination. And this is the below part of that same formula sheet. while you do not need to memorize these formulae, you do need to know when and how to use them. So we are back to section 7, relations, functions, and graphs. This is the first page up to objective 5. All of those have been completed. Next page up to objective 9. All of these have been completed. Next page up to objective 13. All of those have been completed. Next page up to objective 17. All of these have been completed. Next page up to objective 20. We are now at objective 19. Objective 18 has been completed. Looking forward to the rest of this section, objective 22. And then finally, we have to reach objective 26. When we would have reached there, that will complete section 7, relations, functions, and graphs. So as we said, we have completed 7:18, that's video 18, and those have been published in their entirety from this section that we have completed so far. The others only partially published. When I finish this video 19, it will be partially published as well. This is an overview of how the videos from this section will be published. As you can see, we are here, objective 19. It will be partially published. The next objective in video 20 will be published in its entirety, especially since it is a little more difficult than some of the others. So we are here, objective 19. Here, objective 19. It says, evaluate the function f of x at a given value of x. And it further says f of x inverse f of x and fg of a. Well, those are a, but we could read them as x as well, where a or x is a member of R. Just in passing, that letter there is the Greek letter epsilon, and it stands for, is an element of, is in, belongs to, is a member of. Its origin, you don't need to know this, of the symbol epsilon, E, as used here, was first introduced by Giuseppe Peano in 1889, derived from the Greek word st, note that E there, which means is, it is, or there is. We're not learning Greek, but some of you may be learning Spanish, and you know that está means is, or it is. That's just in passing to help you remember that this symbol here stands for is a member of. So we will approach this objective in 3 parts. First, part A, where we will talk about f of a or f of x, where a is a member of real numbers. And then part B, inverse f of a or f of x, where a or x is a member of real numbers. And thirdly, part C, fg, which is a composite function of a, we could also say of x, where a or x is a member of real numbers. We will consider 3 examples from parts A and B, as well as 4 examples from part C, noting that each subsequent part becomes more difficult if you have to derive the functions in parts B and C, if you have to do that. But if you are given those functions here, if you are given that and you are given this, they become just as easy as that first one there. If not, They are fairly difficult, but not so difficult because we have done those in previous videos. So let's begin here, f of a, where a is a member of R. But remember, you will see a here, and in many of the examples, I will be using x. It doesn't make a difference. So let's make sure we know what we are doing in part A in this objective, and the same principles will apply to parts B and C. First of all, f is the name or label of a function. It could be anything, G, Q, P. F of x is the image of x using the function f. So consider the function f where x maps onto 2x plus 4. It means f at x is equal to 2x plus 4. So if x is 6, then f of x, or f at 6, will be 2. We replace that x with 6 and we get 16. That is to say, 16 is the image of f of x, where the image is defined as 2x plus 4 when x is 6. Or f of a, doesn't make a difference. Consider f is a function such that a maps into 2a plus 4. We can say that f at a is equal to 2a plus 4. So when a is 6, we just substitute 6 for a there, and we get 16, just like we were doing over here with x. Whether it's x or a, it doesn't really matter. 16 is the image of f of a defined by 2a plus 4 when a is 6.